Hello dear friends, I'm Alexander Northern Deer and I'm welcoming you to the world of wisdom and spiritual adventure. This school is a community of people who are immersed all together in spirituality, in self-development, in understanding the meaning of their life, in entering in the essence of who they are, in discovering themselves and using this path for creation of what they want in their life. I started this school. It was for me like a path that I was initiated with. So when I became also part of this world, of the spiritual world, I was initiated from my teachers, and in this way I had to learn and teach in the same time and transmit what I was discovering into other people. This was for me a way of evolving and learning, and I took this path, and this is why from like many years ago I already immediately start to create workshops and seminars and transmit in many ways all this that I was receiving, the knowledge that I was receiving from life. In this way my life became like a path of evolution, the everyday life, because I was learning all the time and I was teaching all the time, and this became my whole world. And now I want to transmit this way of living to people, my experience, and continue also in my own path in this way, because for me, as I am telling you, this is a way of life, to not separate the spiritual life from the real life, from the everyday life, let's say like this, but in reality to do the opposite, to unite both of them, to connect both of them. The World of Wisdom and Spiritual Adventure is a community for the people who want to start connecting all these aspects of life, work, friendship, traveling, enjoyment, vacation, having fun, working spiritually, meeting other people, all of this in one, yes? So I made this community, and of course in this community, in this organization that we have, we are having a lot of activities, different events, workshops, seminars, trips, educational events, lectures. We are very open, we create different things. This knowledge that I'm transmitting to you, to my seminars and so on, I received from my teachers, from the community I was many years ago in Siberia. Starting from Siberia, I learned shamanism, and gradually I started traveling in all over the world, and I was absorbing different teachings from all over the world through books, through conversations, through participation, co-organizing seminars with other teachers and so on. But the basis where I started was in Siberia, and after I had also a teacher that was a yogi, and I learned from him. And as I said, the purpose of this school is to unite people, to bring people together, but also people who are really seeking for a deeper way of communication, because I have been convinced that the people today cannot, and sorry about my English because I'm not a native English speaker, but yes, I'm convinced that the people today don't communicate very deeply and sincerely from their soul, but generally in our world, in our society, the communication between people has become like a bit fake and superficial, and it's important to find a way to trust each other again and communicate deeper. And this is why I made the school as a community for people to gather together and share between them and engage together in this self-inquiry, this path, this journey. Someone who is becoming a member of our school can get a lot of beneficial things for him. He can, for example, become part of this group and can meet a lot of people. He can have this support of the group around him. He can better his health, his vitality will increase a lot, and of course he will start seeing different things that before he could not see about himself, about his life, and to understand what is happening around him in a more profound way. Today we're living in this period of evolution where a lot of people are passing this transformation very intense, and they feel like lost, and they feel like they don't know what is going on around, and they see the world as like a negative place where all these things are happening that are not good. But actually this is one way of seeing life. Our purpose is to see also this, what is happening in the world, but also see the other aspect, to see the glass not half empty but half full, and try actually to fill up the glass completely, and to empower everyone to be able to enter in this transformation that is happening in our planet in a positive way. Also, it is very necessary to understand that when a person really grows and expands and flourishes his life, is in the state of flourishing, and his awakening manifests in his life, this also helps the community that he lives, because he is very positive, this person, he's feeling powerful, because our school is about empowering everyone. It's about finding your confidence, finding your own strength to stand on your own legs, let's say, in your life, and trust yourself again. And the person who is like this becomes like a column, like a stable thing in the world, and people can also get benefit. People, I mean, outside of the spiritual realm, but people who live around us can benefit from this, because they will need very soon, the world will need for these people who are very stable in all these chaotic things that are happening, and that they somehow know better where they are going and what is the meaning of all this that are happening around. So yes, the community around us will be benefited a lot by people who are engaging in this kind of self-inquiry, and they are empowering themselves. Also, if you will go to our website of our school, you will see the different paths of knowledge, the different directions of knowledge that we are using, because in our school we are not promoting a specific technique or a specific tradition. We are about all traditions, we accept all traditions and all spiritual ways and paths. Most important is the traditions to be connected with the actual spirit, with the actual truth of life, and not be only some technique that we use fanatically. So we are open for all different techniques. Actually, we like to study spirituality from all different points of view, because I believe personally that all points of view are valuable. They are just different points of view. Imagine that you are an athlete and you want to be athletic and strong, so you can practice different types of sports. Yes, and so all types of sports are good, depending how you will use them, if you will use them in the right way. So all different types of knowledge are important, necessary from different aspects, and every tradition and every modality and every technique has its own unique good thing. So, but it's important to use not only the technique, but to use the technique in the right way for the right purpose. This is what I'm calling the spirit of the school, under which all this is functioning. But beyond this, which is the most important, the techniques that we use until now are paths of esoteric psychology, shamanism, esoteric martial arts for empowerment, theater, yoga, the path of relationships, esoteric astrology, healing, the path of healer, and so on, and many other things. There are many students now in our community who study in different aspects, and they bring these aspects in the group, in the community, and they share it with us, and together all we can discover and we can inquire into the meaning of all these teachings and get the juice out of it for our benefit. Another aspect of this is that my purpose in this community is to bring the ancient teachings and all these different modalities that come from ancient civilizations and to translate them somehow in the modern world, because the mentality of the people who lived 3,000 years ago, when the first yogis started, or the first shamans, even more in the past, and all these ancient civilizations, their teachings and so on, the mentality of people back then was completely different, and the reality of the life was completely different. And today, one thing that I see in the world, in spiritual world, is that many people taking these old teachings and they bring them as they were in the 3,000 or 4,000 years ago today, and many people today don't understand how they can connect these two periods of time, and actually they use the teachings in a wrong way, because today people are different. But of course we should not reject these ancient traditions, because the essence of them and the truth that they bring is universal, so it's beyond the time. But there are some aspects that it is coming from the past. It has to do with the forms that they're presented and the words that they're presented and the way they're presented. This is old, and this can be translated in a more simple way for the modern mentality. Yes, today we don't have so much time to study ancient texts for days and days and days and months. Yes, today we live in a fast environment. We need to work and survive in this world, and we need to bring the essence of the teachings into the world and to as much people as possible. So one of my purposes is to take the juice of these old teachings, the meaning, yes, and bring it directly to the people in different ways. So to translate, to make all these techniques and teachings more direct, more simple. And I would like to say that this school, this community, and these teachings that I'm sharing is for everyone. It's not for people who are necessarily searching to become a yogi or to become a shaman or to become a healer. Of course, also this, but actually in reality, these techniques and these teachings are for everyone who wants to understand himself, who wants to become more confident, to find his own power back, to understand what is happening in the world, to understand what is happening inside of him or her, and to take his life or her life in his own hands. We need leaders conscious people in this world, and the purpose of this school is for everyone who is participating in this community to becoming more self-aware, to become self-aware, to become a leader in his own life, and to help other people around him. So the school is for everyone who has open heart and who wants to see the truth, and is not necessarily to have some experience or to know some techniques before or something like that. So I welcome you one more time in our community, in our school, and I invite you to come to us to participate, to enter in our world, to participate in our events, to get to know each other, to meet and to understand from more practically from inside what we are doing, to see the spirit under which we are functioning, because we are carrying a spirit in this community. This is a higher spirit, and to see from with your own eyes what it's all about. Our school is expanding very fast because more people and more people need for this kind of community in their lives, for this kind of path, for this kind of journey, because our life is a journey, is a spiritual journey by itself, but in every journey, in every trip, we need also to know methods of navigation and to have companions and to have some vehicles and some ways to make this journey, this trip more right, more fast, more appropriate. So I welcome you, I invite you, and I hope to see you soon. With all my love, I say goodbye to you. Namaste, bye bye, and see you soon.